Hello, welcome to On the Daily, our last episode of 2023, our last episode of season 2, and we are doing a year in review. I want to pull back the curtain and tell you everything about what has happened in my business over the last year, choices I made, things that were tough, things I overcame, things we grew in. I want to show you, I want to tell you transparently, comparison of numbers from last year versus this year. And just the purpose of this is so that you can see truly what it takes to scale a business. And so if you are currently building a business, I'm so happy for you. And I think this episode is going to be very, very impactful. So listen in. Hey friend, welcome to On the Daily. I'm your host, Danielle McCleary, and I am a quantum business coach. I'm the host of this podcast. I'm a multi-six-figure entrepreneur, co-founder and president of Hype You Media, and CEO of Danielle on the Daily Coaching. What I'm really interested in is helping you live a life and have a business that is a full body yes. So through all of my education and all of my experience, I'm bringing you 2 episodes a week where I will guide you and give you the tools necessary to scale a massive, sustainable, and sexy business using your intuition, wealth energetics, and human design. What we can call it is business biohacking. So if you're down for that, then I say let's frickin' go. I'm so glad you're here. You have 5 more days of the 12 days of D. We are 7 days in and we are having a blast. Every single 24-hour deal has been so awesome and the response has been so incredible. I am so excited for all of you who have decided to jump into different programs and bundles and masterclasses and all the different things. And I'm really excited to launch the secret offer in 5 days. Obviously, we will not have any more podcast episodes for the rest of 2023. Our first episode will be on January 2nd in the new year. It'll be season 3. So I'm very excited about that. So to get all of the information on the 12 days of D and the secret offer, you need to make sure you're on my email list, which a link to that is in our show notes, or you can come to my Instagram, Danielle_on-the-daily, and I'm posting everything there as well. So it's all there. It's all very exciting. This has been a record-breaking year for my business, and I'm just so grateful to every single one of you who has listened to this podcast, shared it with a friend, purchased something from my product suite, been in my containers, cheered me on, just so much love, so much support, and it doesn't go unnoticed, and I'm so grateful, and I'm just so excited to see what 2024 brings us. So with that, let's get into this episode. We're coming to the end of the year. I want to give a full transparency. I recorded this episode October 12th. So the numbers that I will share in this episode are not exact where they are now in December. But obviously I didn't have actuals for December yet. So the numbers that I share are the actuals that existed in October of this year. So they're a couple months old. We've definitely done, I assume that the total percentage increase over last year is way higher than it was in October, just because of how much more strategic we were with Q4 this year. But I'll talk about that in this episode. So let's get into the last year. What did we do in 2023 in this business? Well, in 2023, we launched 3 signature programs, 12 masterclasses. I did 2 different masterminds, one of which has been rolling. I have served over 400 new clients. So that does not include everybody who's already in my business, but 400 new clients. I have made a lot of changes to my business. I've cut a lot of things from my business. I've raised my private mentorship prices from $5,000 for 3 months of coaching to $28,000 for 3 months of coaching. I have added 6-month minimums to my mastermind, where before I was only doing 8-week masterminds. Now my masterminds are rolling and there's a 6-month minimum. What else have we launched? I have launched a membership platform, which currently has 60 members. That's amazing. We launched that, I think, in June, maybe June, July. I don't remember. We launched it earlier this year, and we have over 60 members, which is amazing. And some of my favorite moments have happened this year. This has been such a big moment for growth. I hired a new mentor this year that has just opened my eyes and taught me so much about automation and systems and strategy. And that is why I'm so good at them and why I teach them now, because I have learned them really well. And some of my favorite moments have been the ones where I felt really overwhelmed and then I figured out a solution and we figured it out. Our revenue for this year is up over 65% over last year. I actually got an email from someone on my team and said, I think you've doubled your revenue over last year. And I said, I think you're right. We have increased our monthly recurring revenue by 75% over last year. And yeah, it's just been a really cool a cool year. I've learned a lot. I learned a lot about boundaries. I learned a lot about contracts. I learned a lot about protecting myself on a legal perspective. I also learned a lot about standing up for yourself. I had a lot of issues earlier on in the year with the network marketing company that I was a part of, and just dealing with that was very challenging and very draining. And I'm really proud of the way I handled it. And ultimately, everything worked out just fine. I have welcomed some of the coolest, most self-led clients into my business this year. And I really do believe that that's a testament to how much I've grown, because I was no longer an energetic match for energy vampires, especially in business. And so a lot of the people that I welcomed into my spaces, particularly my high ticket spaces, are super self-led, super powerful, super smart, easy to work with, so easy to work with. It's some of my clients run their businesses so different from me. And even though we run our businesses very different, my clients respect the way that I run my business. I respect the way that they run theirs. And it's a really cool relationship that we have. I've seen some of my clients start brand new businesses. I've seen them scale businesses. I've seen them go through breakups, and I've seen them change relationships, and I've seen them have children this year. And I've seen my clients just launch the most incredible offers. I've seen my clients, go from owning one fitness studio to two. Just so many incredible wins. I have one of my clients who started with me earlier in the year. She came to me very tired, very burnt out, and is now this powerful CEO that is the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. And it's just really awesome to be front row to. One thing I think really hit home this year was my commitment to a calm central nervous system. I really, really went into this year with the intention of doing less, but scaling and making more money. I was no longer available for really hard, draining work. And I went all in with that. I was unavailable for anything less. And even though some months, when we did kind of pull back and streamline offers and create a lot more systems behind the scenes, I hired 3 new team members this year, which is pretty awesome. I hired a copywriter for the first time, but a lot of it was implementing these systems behind the scenes. And so we did see a couple dips, not they were just dips for a month, and they weren't drastic, but those dips really did add to the slingshot forward because we had systems in place. I created so many funnels. I created so many automations. I really, really, really went all in on becoming a CEO versus a solopreneur running a big business. I really became a CEO this year. And not that I wasn't before, but I really started to feel like one. And I made I started making decisions from a grounded place with all 10 toes on the ground and really coming from a place of discernment, which feels really, really good. I also invested more than I've ever invested into my business. I think I added it up and I invested over $85,000 in mentorship. And each month I invest about $23,000 to $30,000 into my business. So if you add that up over a year, that's a lot of money, uh, which is crazy and it's amazing. And I bought my dream car this year. I got married this year. I moved into my custom built house this year. It was a crazy year and everything just fell into place. And I'm just so excited for what the future holds. And I'm so excited to see everybody who's coming into my world. And I'm just grateful. I'm really, really grateful for where I'm at. I'm excited for where I'm going. And I want you to know that if you're building a business, like you have to just be prepared to become a new version of yourself. The version of you that is scared to make decisions, the version of you that's scared to invest, the version of you that's scared of what other people will think, the version of you that gets analysis paralysis and overthinks everything. That version of you is going to have to go away in order for you to get to the person you're trying to become. You cannot have both. And that is something I really learned this year, is that I couldn't have both. If I was going to do this, I had to do this. And there were moments that I was terrified. There were moments that I looked at my account and it was way lower than I would have liked it to be. But at the end of the day, I trusted myself so wholeheartedly. And I knew that no matter what, I'd be okay because I had myself. And I think in the last year and a half, I finally trust myself fully to always make decisions that are the best for me and my family. And we traveled a lot this year. There was so much joy and there was so much peace this year. And there was also a lot of grief. There was a lot of grief this year. There was a lot of really tough conversations between Breezy and I, and, figuring out the dynamic of our relationship in our home as she builds her career also. And, my son has gone through a lot of transition this year, moving into a new grade and being accelerated in math and having 3 different teachers as a second grader, swim team. There's just been a lot of change and there's been a lot of transition and a lot of systems being implemented that are going to set us up for success in the future. And so I just want you to know that the version of you that is afraid to move is not going to be able to come with you into that version of yourself that you're becoming. I wish that you could, what's the word? Like have your cake and eat it too, but you just can't. And I really hope that as you go into this new year, as you go into this holiday season, you get very clear on what you want, what you have capacity for, what you have availability for, and what you are completely unavailable for. And go into this new year with really solid boundaries and a really clear vision and understanding of where you're going. And if you're going to get there, you can't tie your worth to your bank account. I learned that lesson. Not even this lesson. I knew that already, but it came full circle this year. And, just being able to take big risks and being able to trust myself with spontaneity, that's a version of myself that didn't exist before. But in order to become this version, I had to make that version of myself exist. And so do yourself the service of start to challenge past versions of you. If there's a version of you that is keeping you in the same place, release it and let it go because it's not serving you for the future. I decided that I didn't want to work the last half of December and the entire week of Thanksgiving. And I knew that in order to do that, I would have to become a version of myself that in the past didn't exist. And that was an organized version of myself. That was the version of myself that pre-planned things, that looked ahead, that created systems and strategies so that everybody on my team, in my business, could do their jobs better. And what that looked like at the beginning of Q4 was recording 24 podcast episodes in 8 days. And this is the last one. And I'm really proud of the life that I'm building. I'm really proud of the business I'm creating. And most importantly, I'm really proud of all of those versions of myself from the past that I now get to stand upon to move forward and to continue to become the future versions of myself that I have yet to meet. And I wish nothing but the same for you. Like, I just want the same for you. And just know that if you want a life where peace is the priority, if you want to wake up in the morning and not feel anxiety over your bank account or over the relationships or if you want to wake up and not feel like you're being taken advantage of, but not know what to do about it, if you desire a life where you don't get paralyzed by making decisions, but instead you move from your intuition and you trust the universe and you put yourself into a frequency that is attracting more abundance and more joy and more wealth and more everything, there is a place for you in my world. In 2024, there are so many ways to work with me. Private mentorship, my mastermind, either standard or VIP option. Those prices are going up in the new year. So if you want into this before those prices raise, join me before the year ends. If you want to be in my membership, the society is an incredible place to start in my business because you get access to every masterclass I've ever done, which is hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of trainings. And you get access to all future masterclasses that I do. And it's in your own on-demand portal where you can watch things and rewatch them over and over again. I have 3 signature programs that are just so amazing. I have my Zero to Launch, which is my business launch course. Anybody who's launching a digital business, digital products, digital courses, you name it, I have created this course for you. It took me a long time to learn a lot of these things, and I am teaching it to you in literally a 90-day program. Everything you need to know about launching a business: website, email, funnels, automations, sales pages, marketing, social media, legal, like it's all in there. And it's the best course. I have IAP, Intuition, Authority, Power, which is human design for business. It's human design and it's business, and it's incorporating the two so that you can run a more aligned business that gives you that like full body yes, that one that you never feel like you want to burn to the ground no matter how good it looks on paper. That is the course for you. And then there's the Reckoning. The Reckoning actually is starting again January 1st. If you want into the Reckoning, it is the best course for people looking to come home to themselves and stand in their personal power. It's like I always say it's for the women who know that they're ready for that next version, but they just need a little bit of a push to get there. Let me be their permission slip for that. Let me be the one to push you, because this course will give you all of that and more, and you will be a completely unrecognizable person. So there's so many ways to get into my world. And if you're ready to fully embrace the new version of you and trust that although you are no longer those versions of you in the past, they are still so vital because they brought you to this moment. If that is you and you are ready to fully trust that and embody that, then welcome. I hope you have happy holidays. We will not be back until January 2nd. That will be our first episode back, and it'll be season 3. I'm so excited. I hope you have happy holidays. I hope you spend time with people that you love, or spend time alone if that's what you need. I'm with you if you're grieving. Every year without my dad, the holidays feel weird. And I'm so grateful for the people in my life that I do have. Don't forget about the rest of the 12 days of D and the secret offer. They're coming in hot. You're going to get emails about them. There will be social media content, even if I'm not working. We've planned it all out. It is ready for you. And you will find out what that secret offer is after Christmas. So I love you. Happy New Year 2024. I will see you in the new year. Danielle on the Daily, signing out.